stand against the Lord? No one can, no one will. Who will stand against our King? No one can, no one will.
Good morning, boys and girls. It's story time again. We have a special holiday coming up during the month of November, and that holiday is Thanksgiving. So the story you will hear today is about Thanksgiving, and the title of our book is Thanksgiving Is by Gail Gibbons. Let's find out what Thanksgiving is all about. Thanksgiving is a holiday for giving thanks. In the United States, Thanksgiving is celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November. Thanksgiving is harvest celebrations of long ago. Thousands of years ago, people had celebrations to give thanks for bountiful harvest. Egyptians praised their god, Min, who was the god of plants and fertility. In China, the people honored the moon at the harvest time because it appeared to be at its brightest and perfectly round part. They baked moon cakes to celebrate the harvest. The Greeks worshiped their goddess of agriculture, and her name was Demeter. The Romans' goddess of agriculture was named Ceres. They offered the first foods from their harvest to her as thanks. The ancient Jewish harvest festival was called Sukkot. It was first celebrated thousands of years ago. The Jews would thank God for his protection and for their food, and as they still do it today. During the Middle Ages, farmers in England held festivals to celebrate the end of the harvest. Thanksgiving is the Pilgrims. In September 1620, a group of 101 passengers sailed from Plymouth, England, in search of a new home. These men, women, and children were called pilgrims. They wanted the freedom to worship in their own way, which they had not been allowed to do. They crossed the Atlantic Ocean on a small ship called the Mayflower. Their voyage was very difficult. They sailed through many storms. Several passengers died, and even a baby was born on the ship. At last, after a long voyage, they came ashore at what is now called Plymouth, Massachusetts. The Pilgrims began to build homes. The winter came with cold winds. The Pilgrims had little food to eat, so unfortunately, many of them died. Thanksgiving is Native Americans. When spring finally arrived, the Pilgrims were so grateful. The Native Americans taught them how to grow the food that they had grown themselves and that they ate. They also taught the Pilgrims how to be better hunters. During the growing season, the crops grew and grew. The fall harvest was plentiful. The Pilgrims wanted to thank God for the abundance of their food that they would have for the coming winter. Thanksgiving is the first Thanksgiving. There was a great feast. The Native Americans were invited. It was the Pilgrims' first Thanksgiving. It was during the fall of 1621. The first Thanksgiving lasted 3 days. Can you imagine that, boys and girls? A Thanksgiving for 3 days? Thanksgiving is a holiday. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed the last Thursday of November to be Thanksgiving Day. This was the first nationally declared Thanksgiving Day for the United States. Then in 1939, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt made a change, and he declared Thanksgiving Day to be the 4th Thursday in November. In many ways, our Thanksgiving celebrations reminds us of the Pilgrims' Thanksgiving. We have pumpkins and turkey and fall leaves and other symbols that are gathered together to look like harvest time. Some people even decorate their homes. And how many of you have something at your home showing Thanksgiving harvest time? Thanksgiving is family and friends. Family and friends come together to share good times. It's a time for loving and for sharing. Thanksgiving is a Thanksgiving feast. Tables are filled with many of the same foods the Pilgrims shared with the Native Americans, who, by the way, boys and girls, they were already in America when the Pilgrims got there. There's turkey and stuffing and cranberries, sweet potatoes, beans, squash, cornbread, and other good things to eat. Sounds good to me. Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving desserts too. There is a pumpkin pie, a minced pie, bread pudding, baked apple, and all kinds of treats. Sometimes people send Thanksgiving cards. They may give plants or flowers when they visit others, because Thanksgiving is giving. Thanksgiving is games. Families and friends may play outside, or they may go to a game. There are plays about the Pilgrims and the Native Americans who helped them. So Thanksgiving is also Thanksgiving plays, and many schools have Thanksgiving plays. Thanksgiving is parades. There are floats and bands and big balloons. Oh, I love a parade. And many of you can watch the Thanksgiving parade on TV. Thanksgiving is sharing and remembering others. Boys and girls, Thanksgiving is giving thanks for our many blessings. I hope that you will enjoy Thanksgiving with your family. I am Carolyn Lloyd from Friendship Missionary Baptist Church.